Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. This is Zaria out of GMX Lions Den. And also want to give a sincere du'ah for all the Akim that's pushing the truth and sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth and to the confusion of faces out there. Du'ah. Today I want to get into a lesson about how right now we living in the Twilight Zone. Because everything is ass backwards in Esau's kingdom. And I'm going to go ahead and get into it. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" And the earth being given into the hand of the wicked, we all know who runs the world right now. So-called white man Esau. So with that, because he's wicked, he's going to do everything in a wicked way, and it's just going to make everything backwards. So him covering up the faces, like, you know, making Yahushua look like him, when that's not in any way, shape, or form possible. And in Revelation it says that he doesn't look like that at all. And even though it's in the book, people still have such a strong belief and faith unto it, just into the image. It's backwards. Another one I want to go into is Daniel. Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. It says, "He shall speak great words against the Most High," because that's all he does with his science. He does that with his science, rather than saying, you know, the rain falls just because, you know, Most High makes the rain fall, or you know, something like that. He does, oh no, you know, the sun evaporates stuff, and you know, he just has an explanation for everything, you know. So it says, "And shall wear the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws." And that's what he does right now. He changes the times by doing that daylight savings time, jumping an hour ahead, hour back, hour ahead, like constantly within the same year. He does that all the time. So it messes with your head, like it really does. Like it really just messes with people's heads. And the laws, you know, like people, the president, or when you go into a courtroom, you'll swear on the Bible, but yet they're not going according to those laws. So and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, the dividing of times. And with the dividing of times, that will like I said earlier, with the daylight saving time. And another precept of that will be Revelation. You already know where I'm going to go. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. It says, "I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan." And so you have a huge, a huge, I don't know what the word would be, but just a huge deception that so-called Khazars are the Jews. I mean, when you read the scripture, you understand that it's prophecy, but the fact that everyone sees them as the Jews of the Bible, it's crazy. You know, it really is crazy. And my next one is Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Slacky. But Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43. "The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low." And we, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the true Israelites of the Bible, are very high people. Just the vibrations that we give off were very high people. But now we're set low, and the heathen is set high. It's like, you know, we're living in the Twilight Zone. Everything's all backwards. And thus, verse 44, "He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him." And that's going in every time a so-called black woman want to go get her hair done. She goes to the Moabites to go get the hair from the store. She goes to the Moabites to go get their nails done. You go to the Canaanites or Hamites, they go to the corner store. You know, it's like they all have businesses in our neighborhood. We don't have nothing, and the ones that we do have, they don't really get any. They don't get no play at all. And he shall be the head. The heathen is the head right now. And thou shalt be the tail, and we are the tail. Like we're at the back. We don't really get anything because right now we living in a backwards society, and it's been because we have a backwards mind. And Esau instilled that into us, and we instilled it into ourselves by not going according to the commandments and statutes of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. And the last one I want to bring out is Ecclesiasticus. So I can bear with me. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, starting at verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity. And that alone says everything. In this society, folly is set so high with all these rappers like Young Thug, Lil Uzi Vert. They literally don't say anything, and the things that they do say is pure wickedness. It's just, I want to say it's unfathomable, but at the same time, you understand why it's going on. Like, folly is set with such dignity. Women out here wearing nothing and being praised for it. It's really sad. But I'm gonna keep it going. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich is sat. And the rich sit in low place, and that's talking about rich and like spiritual riches is set in low place. If you got some dude that's McDonald's make folly food. They make just stuff just to put it out so people can eat it. Even though it's filled with all these horrible chemicals and filled with all this horrible stuff. But then you got your mom and pop shop right down the street that cooks actually good food. No chemical. Well, it does have chemicals because it's made by Esau, but with them, they cook it really good to where it tastes good. You can feel the emotion in it. But yeah, they don't got no chain on every corner because, first of all, like I said, reading Deuteronomy, the heathen, they are the head and we are the tail. But and it's because that realness, that authenticity, isn't valued in this kingdom. And this is my last verse. This is verse 7 of Ecclesiasticus chapter 10. I have seen servants upon horses, and that's going back to the times of slavery here in America. That's because the so-called white man Esau was on horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. We living in the Twilight Zone. And the only way to get out of it is to pray to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua for understanding, wisdom, knowledge, and truth. And to study these scriptures. And to go out there on the highways and byways and do our utmost best to wake up the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am the elect of Israel and all of the Akim around the four corners of the earth. Because we can't keep living like this. It's backwards. It's completely backwards. It has no order. We can't keep living like this. So with that, I want to say Shalom. Death to America.